So type 4 of partial fraction. As last time I explained that whenever we have the degree of the numerator as well as the degree of the denominator are same, then that belongs to the type number 4. And I gave you the two examples last time. So the first example is over here. The first example is a 4x square minus 2x plus 3. That is a quadratic. And denominator, I have this one is x minus 1 and x plus 2. Not just I observe the highest power of the numerator, the highest exponent of the numerator is 2. Similarly, when I will expand the brackets of the denominator, the highest power will be again 2. So the degree or the highest power of the numerator as well as of the denominator are same. That's why it is called the type 4 question. Second example I will give you 4x minus 1 divided by x plus 2. Again, that is a very special case I will solve later on this example. Whenever we have the denominator and the numerator, the same highest power, the first numerator I have the power is 1 and the denominator I have the power is 1. So that question belongs to the type 4. Before moving forward, just I will try to revise a very basic concept of the proper fraction and improper fraction. What is the improper and proper fraction? Just I am applying over here. Suppose this one is basic knowledge of proper fraction and improper fraction. Suppose this one is first, I will start the basic knowledge from the very lower classes, class 7, 8, 9, or the grade 9, 8, 10. Suppose we have this one as 17 over, suppose 5. That is given proper, improper fraction because the numerator is greater than by its denominator. So you can write this one as the mixed number. How? So in the long division method, we have this one is 17 divided by 5. I will get 5 3s are 15 over here. So after subtracting, I will get 2. So this fraction 17 by 2, I can write by this method. First of all, you have to write the quotient of the process. Then always you have to write the plus sign. Then you have to make the fraction. And then you have to write remainder and divided by divisor. So you will get, that is the formula to write a given fraction in improper fraction to the proper fraction. So we have 3 over here plus our remainder is 2 and divided by 5. So there is a method to write a given fraction over here. Another example. Over here, I will change the color of my marker just like this one. Suppose I have this one is 19 divided by, suppose I have 7. Then 19 divided by 7 becomes, after division, I will get the 2 whole plus a remainder is 5 and divisor is this one, 7. So there is another method to write the improper fraction to the proper fraction. I will start from the very basic concept. Then I will apply the rules over here. So first we have the steps. Write down the steps so that when after finishing the lecture, if you are missing something, then after the revision of the lecture, after the revision of the steps, you can solve the questions by yourself. So steps to solve the type 4. Remember that in your syllabus, when the degree of the numerator as well as the degree of the denominator is same, then you have to apply type 4 partial fraction. Step number 1. Write first fractions, first required fraction, write first required fraction as constant and apply type 1, 2, 3 method for fractions of other factors. For fractions of other factors. The second one is, the second step is remove the denominator. Remove the denominators. The third step is to find unknown constant of linear factor and highest exponent of repeated factor. Highest exponent of repeated factor. Of repeated factor by type 1 method. And the last step is to find other unknowns. Use comparison coefficients. Comparison of coefficients. So these 4 steps you have to apply in this type 4 questions. Now, before starting this one, I will revise these steps, and then you have to apply these steps one by one. Select any question from here. Suppose these are the areas for the steps. Now I will solve the question. I will change the color. Suppose I have this pink color. Question is split into partial fraction. In examination or the Cambridge University paper, a type will not be mentioned there. You have to analyze the type by yourself, and then you will apply the method by your knowledge. Split into partial fraction. My first question is 4x squared plus 5 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 2. Now I have to solve this question. First of all, I have to decide this question is belonging to which type. For this one, first of all, I have to observe the highest power of the numerator as well as the highest power of the denominator. So both the powers are same, both the expressions are quadratic. So that question belongs to type 4. Now, as I said, if the question is belonging to the type 4, then the first fraction will be a constant. Suppose that constant is A. Write first required fraction as a constant. I'm reading the step number 1. Write first required fraction as a constant. So I write over here A. That is called the first fraction. And apply type 1, 2, 3 for the fractions of other factors. After writing over here A, now you have to count how many factors are given in denominators. There are 2 factors, so you have to write 2 additional fractions. So the first factor is x minus 1. The second factor is x plus 2. The factors are linear. The factors are non-repeated. So you have to write one unknown numerators over here. The second unknown is B. The third unknown is C. It's your choice. You can write other names as well, P, Q, R, etc. Now you have this one. The second step is remove the denominators. The type 1, 2, 3 methods, you have to remove the denominator. So the denominator on the left-hand side, you have to multiply with each term on the right-hand side. So this implies I will get over here 4x squared plus 5 will remain as it is on the left-hand side of the equation, whereas the denominator will move on the right-hand side, and this will multiply with the each constant of the fractions. So I will write A times x minus 1 and x plus 2. Then this denominator will multiply by the second constant, which is called the B, x minus 1 and x plus 2 divided by x minus 1. Similarly, the denominator on the left-hand side, that will multiply with the C, x minus 1 into x plus 2 divided by x plus 2. If all the denominators are cancelled out, this means your steps are correct. So x minus 1 is cancelled by x minus 1, x plus 2 is cancelled by x plus 2. I will get a very simple equations which is without any other denominators. So I have this one is A times x minus 1, x plus 2. Then I have plus B times x plus 2. And then I have C times x minus 1. That is the equation. That is the required result. That you have to find the other unknown constants. Now, to find, just we have to observe the first step of our question. What is the first step? The first step is just like this one. There are 3 constants. The first constant is A. The second constant is B. The third constant is C. Just I'm on the way where we have the constants. So first of all, the value of A is not possible right now. To find the value of B and C, because the value of the B and C will exist having the denominator. So first of all, I will find what's the value of B by putting its denominator equal to 0, finding the value of x, and that value of x you have to put in original rectangle is equal to 0. The value of x becomes 1. Put all over here. So 4 into 1 plus 5 is equal to the, I will get A, because when I replacing x by 1, so this A will multiply by 0, plus B becomes 1 plus 2, and C becomes 0. I will get 9 over here. The first term is 0, the third term is 0. So I will get 3B. According to the definition, the answer of the B will be 3, if I'm not wrong. Similarly, if I want to get the value of C, now I have to find the value of C. Where is the C? C is over here. I have to find this value. So to find the value of C, I have to put its denominator equal to 0, and the answer of x becomes -2. I have to replace this -2 in our rectangles. So we have this one 4 times -2 square plus 5 as it is. The A becomes 0, the B becomes 0, and C becomes -2 -1. Whenever you have to simplify, first of all, you have to remove the brackets. And brackets, the first one is having the square. So -2 square becomes 4. 4 4 the 16 plus 5. And it becomes -3C. After addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division, I will get the answer of C. That will be -7. Because 16 plus 5 becomes 21. 21 by divided by -3 becomes -7. Now we have to find the value of A. As the value of C is given, as the value of B is calculated, now it's very simple to find the value of C. How? So you have to find the value of C by putting any value of X other than that already you have used in the previous two topics. So I have used X is equal to the 1. I have used X is equal to -2. So other than these two values, I will put over in this rectangle the value of X, and the value of X after putting, I will get another equation involving A, B, and C. With the help of the values, you will get the value of A. Just observe over here. So to find the value of A, any other value which you like. So any other value which you like, I will suppose X is equal to 0 because that is the simplest value. So when I put over in this rectangle, I will get 0 plus 5, the first over here. Then I have A times 0 minus 1 becomes -1, and 0 plus 2 becomes 2. Then I have B times 0 plus 2, that becomes 2B, and 0 minus 1, that becomes -C. So I will do the 5 is equal to the -2A plus 2B and -C. The value of B and C already I have. So it's very simple, very easy to find the value of A. I will just erasing the board so that you can understand more appropriate manner. Replacing the value of B as well as C. So I will get 5 will remain as it is. -2 times A is unknown plus 2 times B. The value of B is 3 over here. The value of C is -7. So I will get 2A. I will shift on the other side of the equation. So I will get the 3 to the 6 plus 7 minus 5. So the value of A will be 6 plus 7 becomes 13, and 13 minus 5 becomes 8, and 8 divided by 2, I will get the value is 4. Hence, as I said, the requirement is you have to convert the given fraction into required fractions. So you have to write this one as 4x squared plus 5 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 2 is equal to the A means, according to the A value of A is 4, plus B means the value of the B is 3 divided by x minus 1 plus C. The value of C in this case is given, that is equal to the -7. That is the answer of this question. That is the first method. You have the steps, you can solve any fraction, any partial fraction of the type 4 when the numerator as well as the denominators are same power. Now I can solve this question by another method. By another method is just like the same as the method is given by a partial fraction, improper fraction to the proper fractions. Wait a minute, just I'm erasing the board, then I can explain this one easily. So the method number 2 over here, method number 2. In this method, you have already the first unknown constant. That unknown constant will be given according to this method. Question is 4x squared plus 5 divided by x minus 1 into x plus 2. If I multiply the denominator, because the highest power of the degrees are same, so 4x squared plus 5, I have to use the long division method. So the denominator becomes x squared minus plus x minus 2. Use the long division method over here. Then I will write the things. How I will write the long division method? That's the long division method is, and numerator is dividing by the denominator by this one. 4x squared plus 5 divided by x squared plus x minus 2. Now the long division method says that which is the number when you multiply with x squared, you will get the 4x squared. So the number is just 4 with the help of the green marker. So 4 you have to write over here. 4x squared plus 4x, and then we have the minus 10 in this one. Changing the sign of the second term to subtract the second term over here. So I'm changing the sign. The sign will be just like this one. The plus becomes the minus, minus become plus, and plus become minus. First term will be always cancel out. And I will get the minus 4x and plus 15. Now, as already I explained that every fraction you have to write by this method. What is the method I explained last start of this lecture is, so always you have to write on the bottom of this right side. If you have any fraction, suppose the fraction is a divided by b, then you have to write as a fraction. First of all, you have to write the quotient. Then you have to write the plus. Then you have to make the fraction, remainder over divisor. That's the way to write this one. Similarly, same the method you will apply over here. So I can write this one as by erasing this one. I will change the color of the marker becomes suppose blue. So first of all, the question is given 4x squared plus 5 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 2 is equal to the, first of all, we have to write the quotient. Quotient is just 4. Plus, then you have to write the remainder, minus 4x plus 15. Then we have to write the quotient, divisor. In this case, the divisor is x minus 1 and x plus 2. Now, again, the same method you have to apply to solve this portion of the question. That becomes the type 1 method. In this case, this constant 4 will remain as it is. 4 is the unknown constant, as we have this question, this part of the question. That two values will remain as it is. Another example I will solve so that you can understand more easily. Just one method you to apply. The first method is comparatively easy. So usually we'll apply this method in maximum questions of the past papers. I am erasing the board to understand the second question. Now I will solve another question after doing some practice. I have to start this one is, suppose we have this question split into the partial fraction and the question is x cubed plus 1 divided by x minus 2 into x square plus 2. Before starting the solution of the question, you have to observe which is the type of this question. So I will start from here. The highest power of the numerator is 3. After expansion the brackets, the highest power of the denominator is also 3. So it was difficult. So it is very easy to understand. That is a type 4 question. So I will write over here, the first fraction will be A. Now you have to decide how many factors are given in denominator. There are 2 factors given in denominator. So you have to make 2 fractions. The first fraction is over here and then the second fraction. There must be plus sign between any 2 fractions. So this one sign will be plus. First factor will be x minus 2, whereas the second factor is x squared plus 2. If the factor is linear in the denominator, you have to put one constant. A is already used, so you have to start the other constant, that is B. Plus, now there is a non-factorizable quadratic factor given in the question. So you have to write Cx plus D. As I said, if the denominator is consisting of non-factorizable quadratic factor, then you must have 2 unknowns. One is with x and the second is without x. Now I have some practice so that I can solve very easily. The first of all, the first step of the partial fraction is writing the required fractions. The second step is you have to remove the denominators. So I will make it short. Denominator I will remove of it. X cubed plus 1 is equal to the a times x minus 2 multiplied by x squared plus 1, because the denominator on the left hand side will multiply on the right hand side, and that denominator will multiply by each constant on the right hand side, each numerator on the right hand side. Similarly, this will multiply the b. So I will get b times x minus 2 into x squared plus 2. The second fraction will remain as it is. There will be no change. And the denominator of the second fraction is, that is x minus 2, will as it is. Plus the third fraction is, that is got cx plus d. Multiply. The denominator on the left hand side will not multiply by only c terms, not multiply by only d. That will multiply by x minus 2, the whole numerator, with x squared plus 2. And the original denominator will remain as it is. I am writing over here, the denominator is x squared plus 2. Now, if all the denominators are cancelled out, so I'm using the red marker. So x minus 2 is cancelled by x minus 2, and x squared plus 2 is cancelled by x squared plus 2. So I will get x cubed plus 1 is equal to the a times x minus 2 into x squared plus 2. After the cancellation, b will multiply by simply x squared plus 2. And c will multiply by, not c, the whole numerator cx plus d will multiply by x minus 2. Now in this case, there are 5 constants. That's a very important thing. There are 5 constants, and we will find these 5 constants step by step. Okay, I will start from here if I'm not wrong. So the first one is I was in the first step, just I have to observe. What I have to observe, whose which denominator is linear, having the x raised to power 1. So I just observe over here, in this case, that is the denominator which is having linear. Linear means the raised to power 1. Okay, from here, I will make it short. So to find the value of b with the green marker, I have to put x minus 2 equal to 0. I will get the value of x is equal to 2. Put over here 2 raised to power 3 plus 1 is equal to the a becomes 0. When I replace x by 2, b becomes 4 plus 2 and c becomes 0. Cx plus d becomes 0. So 2 cube becomes 8 plus 1, 9 becomes, and b 4 plus 2 becomes 6b. The first target I have achieved, the value of the b is equal to the 3 by 2, if I'm not wrong. To find the other values, we have to compare the coefficients. Comparison is only possible when you have all the terms without brackets in a polynomial forms. So I have to remove the brackets, and then I will put the terms of x cube on the separate side, the terms of x square on the separate side, and the terms of x at the end, the constant terms. So I am using the expansion of the bracket with the blue marker. On the left hand side, I have x cubed plus 1. So that's the important thing. That in rectangle is very important, that rectangle. So I'm using this rectangle and equation under this rectangle so that I will remove all the brackets. 8 times I will get x cubed, then plus 2x minus 2x squared, and at the last I will get the minus 4. Then I have bx squared plus 2b. And the last I will get, the last expansion, it becomes cx squared minus 2cx plus dx and becomes minus 2b. After arranging the terms, I will get the ax cubed plus 2ax minus 2ax squared minus 4a plus bx squared plus 2b plus cx squared minus 2cx plus dx and minus 2b. Now, as I said, you have to compare the like terms. I will just observe the like terms are, in this case, changing the sign, changing the color of the marker. Suppose I will select this color, yellow color. So I have this one is, I have to observe the coefficient of x cubed on the left-hand side. And there are how many terms? There's just one term on the right-hand side with the x cubed. That is called the first equation. To write the second equation, I will use this dark color. So I have to compare the coefficient of x squared. On the left-hand side, there is no terms of the x squared. So you have to write x squared as it is. Now you have minus 2ax squared. And then you have the bx squared. Then you have the cx squared. You have to write the terms of x, 0x on this left-hand side, 2ax, then you have to write minus 2cx and plus dx. The last one is, you have the constant term is 1 on that side, that becomes 4a. 4a, then you have other one is 2b, and then you have minus 2b, plus 2b minus 2b. The terms of x cube and x cube cancel out. So another value I will get a is equal to 1. This x square, x square, x square cancel out. I will get the 0 is equal to the minus 2a plus b plus c. Then x is cancelled by this one. I will get another equation. 0 is equal to the 2a minus